Blessings to you in the grace of our Savior, Jesus Christ. Today, I invite you to join me as we step into a debate that doesn't just skim the surface, but plunges deep into the heart of what both Christians and Muslims believe about the universe, the unseen, and the nature of God's revelation. The discussion opens with a striking question. Are stars truly weapons against devils, as some Islamic traditions claim? From there, the conversation spirals into the mysteries of the heavens, the role of jinn and angels, and the logic behind divine decisions, especially why, according to Islamic belief, God only chose to secure the heavens after the arrival of Prophet Muhammad. As the debate unfolds, we're challenged to consider the boundaries between faith and reason. Scientific realities about stars and space collide with ancient texts, forcing both sides to grapple with what is literal, what is metaphorical, and what is simply a matter of belief. The conversation doesn't shy away from the miraculous either. We hear about Muhammad's night journey, the enigmatic creature Burak, and the surprising details that tradition attaches to these stories. This isn't just an intellectual exercise. It's a real exchange, sometimes tense, sometimes searching, always pressing for clarity on the biggest questions. How do we interpret scripture in the modern world? What does it mean to believe in the unseen? And how do these beliefs shape the way we see ourselves, each other, and God? If you're ready for a conversation that's honest, sometimes uncomfortable, but always rooted in a search for truth, you're in the right place. Let's listen in and see what we discover together.
Hello?
Mr. Prince,
Yes,
how are you today?
I'm fine. Are you a Muslim, my friend?
Yes, it's Mr. Gola Media.
All right. What do you want to say to us, Mr. Go Live Media?
I just wanted to know what the subject is today. I see you talking about the stars that have been created to shoot anyone who goes
Mm.
of the realm in the backside, if I'm correct.
Yeah, no
Uh,
problem. Go ahead. You want to talk about that? Go ahead.
what's the problem with it?
Do you really believe that we can shoot a devil who live in the earth by a star?
Why not?
The star is so big. Do you know how big the star is?
There are many different types of stars, as you're aware.
What is the smallest star according to science?
I don't know, me. I'm not a scientist. Why didn't you tell me?
The sun is a smallest star, as an example, and it's million times maybe bigger than the earth. How you can shoot a star to the earth to destroy a little tiny genie who your prophet tried to capture him, and even he have hold on him, and then you want to need a star to shoot him to prevent him from going. This is a Star War of George Bush.
Oh, it's actually referring to black magic. So, the soothsayers and the fortune tellers.
What black magic, my friend? What black magic? Read with me. It says the shayateen. You know what shayateen mean, right? وَجَعَلْنَاهَا رُجُومًا لِلشَّيَاطِينِ, and we made it
Yes,
as
yes.
missiles, to shoot at the
Yes.
shayateen. Okay, so this is speaking specifically about shooting shaitan if he tried to get out of the earth. And according to your prophet, he claimed that shaitan, he go to Allah, heaven, try to spy at him, right?
So the reason I mentioned black magic was because the soothsayers, if you know anything about black magic, which you probably do, it's sort of like communicating with spirits and jinns to tell the future or whatever it may be. So the jinns used to go to the lowest heavens to eavesdrop, and then they would bring back information to the soothsayer or the fortune teller. But after a while, Allah guarded the lowest heaven, and He would shoot them with shooting stars. So they can only eavesdrop for maybe a second. So,
if I may talk, please. So you are saying to me this is before Muhammad, they used to go and spy, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. After Muhammad, Allah He installed a new security system.
If you want to call it that.
Okay. Why Allah don't want to shoot the shaitan before Muhammad? Why before He allowed the shaitan to go and spy? But after Muhammad he came, Allah, He installed a new security system. If they try to go to heaven, Allah will shoot them. What is the purpose?
Okay, before I continue, I just want to ask one condition. Please be fair and don't mute me, because I noticed in our last conversations you only put the volume up on certain
My
parts.
friend, if somebody try to speak over me, make me shout and lose my voice, I'm speaking for many hours, as you know. And if somebody want to make me scream, then I will give up. I will hang up on you. I don't have to talk to you. You don't have to talk to me. So let us be respectful. And you see, did I hang up on you? As long as you let me talk and I let you talk, let us have a conversation. Okay, now, so you're a prophet. After he came Allah, he decided to protect the heaven from the spy of the shaitan. Why he did not do that before Muhammad?
As you know, I think we've had this discussion before with regards to magic and the demons, and it's all part of Allah's makeup of how everything works and the test for man. So the angels that brought down the black magic at Babylon, Harut and Marut, and then another situation where Solomon had the jinns working for him to build the temple of Solomon.
Here we go. We are going in a circle now. We talk about that. We can go back and talk again, but answer me about this. Why Allah now he implement a security system, not before? Muhammad, he came. Muhammad is the last prophet. Muhammad came after 124,000 Muslim prophet according to Muslims. Okay, what make Allah now? Now Allah he remembered to install a security system. Shaitan was spying all this time at Allah and Allah don't care. What happened?
Well, that's totally up to God. You're questioning God. Like,
no,
you can't
everything have a
everything
reason. What is the reason? Everything have a reason. So Allah before he did not mind that Shaitan spy at him. Now Allah he did not he don't want Shaitan to spy at him no more. What happened?
Well, according to Islamic belief, it's the same reason why the Torah came and the Bible came, and then Islam
how
came.
Shaitan can spy? Explain to us how Shaitan can spy at Allah.
Okay, do you remember our previous conversation when I was trying to make a distinction between Iblis, Shaitan, Lucifer, the one big Satan that was kicked out of heaven, and then you have the other jinn, which some of them are Muslim, some of them are whatever religion, and the ones who work for Shaitan out of the jinn, they are called shayateen in the plural, yeah?
No.
So, repeat your question, please, sorry.
How Shaitan or shayateen they spy at Allah? Allah is in heaven, and the heaven have many gates, many doors. If I show you the story of your prophet, he said that even the heaven have 7 gates, right? Okay, so there is 7 gates before they can arrive to Allah. How they can spy at Allah speaking?
Well, they basically, with regards to the jinn, there are different types of jinn: flying ones, walking ones, whichever ones. There's a powerful one called an ifrit. Ifrit, yeah. And I would assume they flew up to the lowest heaven and tried to spy on the ongoings in the lowest heaven from the outside, literally in terms of listening into sound.
How they can listen? You know, the distance between the heaven and each the other one is 500 years, and there is 7 doors and 7 walls. So how the genie, the Afreed, the one you call him Afreed, he can listen to what Allah is saying behind 7 doors? What they do? I mean, you think like they do hacking or something?
If you was to go and put your head on someone's door in front of their house, I'm sure you will hear something.
But there's 7 doors before they can hear anything. There's 7 doors. Are you telling me that Allah he built those doors and they are useless?
No, well, the doors and the gates have a significance.
What is the point of those doors?
The way you're portraying it, it's almost like you're saying there's door upon door upon door.
Yes.
It's more there's doors in certain places. So some gates are like the gate of fasting. Another gate may be the gate of praying. Another gate may be the gate of charity.
My friend, no. Is it no? This is not true. That's not true. The gates we are talking about are physical gate, and there's doors and there's guards. And your prophet, each time he fly, he know the guard.
The famous night journey.
Yes, the guards they ask, who is he? That he was invited, you know. So when we speak about the doors, we speak about not doors in the same wall. They are doors. They are 7 gates in 7 fences, and the distance between them, according to your prophet, 500 years. So now you are saying to me that the angels they can come and they go, and there's 7 doors and 7 fences. And yet they can put their head or their ears on the fences of the heaven, and they can listen to what Allah is saying. Correct?
Well, if it's the lowest heaven, I'm assuming it would be the last gate, the one gate for the exit.
Okay, but
So
Allah is
almost
in the
like
seventh heaven. But Allah is in the seventh heaven, right?
He's on top of the heavens.
Okay, he is, but he is he is in the last heaven, the seventh heaven, right?
He's not in the heaven, no.
He's
He's
not?
above the heavens on his throne in a
Mhm.
manner that suits his majesty.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
but according to your prophet, okay, in the seventh heaven where Allah is located, do he have air?
We only go by what we've been told.
If
So
there's anything above Allah, there's okay after Allah.
I wouldn't believe that God needs air to breathe.
Okay, if there's anything above Allah,
No.
okay. Well, your prophet he said that there is something above Allah. Read with me, please. This is Sahih Hadith says, I said, O Allah Messenger, where was our Lord before he created his creation? He said, he was above the cloud, before which was air, and above which was air and water. Do you see it?
Hold on. It's because I'm on the Skype. I'm not actually looking at the YouTube, but I'll be there shortly. But anyway, you continue.
Okay, so Allah, he is not as Muslim they claim. Here we go. There's air above him, and there's air underneath of him, and there's even water there. So, you know, you say to me that Allah is above the heaven. He is in, you know, in a place where there's water and air, and there's air above him, and there's air underneath of him. Now, maybe because there is air, the shaitan he can spy at him, because as I know, sound does not travel in the space.
Scientifically, yes.
So how the shaitan can hear the sound of Allah if the space is empty and there is no air?
Well, once again, we believe in the unseen and the knowledge of the ghaib, as they say. And whatever God wills, he wills. And if he said it, we believe it.
Okay. Now, when Allah he said that you cannot go out of the zone of the earth, and he is challenging the mankind and the genie, and then we find that people they went to the moon. So how Allah he made a challenge which is a false challenge?
So are you talking about challenge in Surah Taha?
The chapter of Ar-Rahman, chapter of Ar-Rahman, yeah.
La tanfudu illa bisultan.
Right,
Yeah, okay.
right, okay.
Well, he made this challenge after he's created the barrier with the shooting stars.
Okay, but after that, the American they went there, the Russian they went there, and you know, and how this happened. So how Allah he challenged the man and the genie to go, yet they go.
No, you're talking about NASA missions and comparing them to the lowest heavens. The lowest heavens cannot be seen, and they cannot be reached by our means.
Oh, they cannot reach. Okay,
these are humans.
Okay, hold on. Isn't it your God Allah? He said that we decorated the lowest heavens with the stars.
I'm not sure. Can you bring up the reference?
Well, what do you mean?
I don't know
the reference. Suddenly you do not know the reference. You know, here we go. The reference in front of us, and chapter 67, verse number 5. And we have adorned the lowest heaven with lamps. So the lowest heaven starts from where the lamps are exist, and we are in. We belong to a lamp. Actually, we as an Earth, we belong to the sun as a group of planet. Correct?
We have adorned the lowest heaven with lamps, and we have made such lamps as missiles to drive away evil ones. Yes, but that could be paradise within that heaven. It could be just referring to it as the sky. The sky.
My friend, according to your God, according to your God, there is only stars only in the lowest heaven. So, if you arrived to where there is stars, which is the space we have around the earth, you are in the lowest heaven already. So, Shaitan he arrived to the lowest space where the stars are in this space. And then we know that the space is empty and there's no voice can go through. How Shaitan he can hear Allah from the seventh heaven?
Because in the realm of the jinn is a totally different realm compared to the realm of mankind. So
what about the human being? What about the human being? Okay, what about the human being? We go back. So when Allah he challenged the genie and the human being to go out of the zone of the earth. You know what the zone of the earth, right?
Yeah, skies and the galaxies.
So how they were able to go out of the zone? No, the zone of the earth is not like a galaxy. What galaxy? The zone of the earth is you cannot leave the earth. As simple as that.
Right. Well, like I said, in the world of the shayateen, we're not really in the world of the unknown
What
with the
about the
jinn,
human?
angel,
The
the
human,
spirit.
the human, they
There'll be
went up.
different laws of science. There'll
Hmm.
be different laws of science. Well, they went up there. They didn't see the paradise. They didn't see anything with their eyes.
Okay,
They still
question.
till today haven't seen a jinn.
Question. How your prophet he went there?
It was a miracle.
How?
He physically went there. It wasn't
Okay.
in a.
How he went there?
Well, he went on a beast called Burak.
Hmm.
It's not necessarily a winged horse, as people say, but it is between the sizes of a horse and a donkey. It's something that's not of this world, so
All
it's
right.
hard to describe.
Okay. Flying, but that doesn't have wings, correct? Okay. So in that heaven, the paradise of Allah.
No. It might have wings. I think it does have wings.
Nowhere. I never saw that it says have wings. I don't know. I never saw that. Maybe you can show me. I will learn from you. But as I know, it is a sexy female mule, very white, because Allah he hit the black people and he black color.
Where did you get this stuff from?
Yeah, because
where did you get this sexy female mule? What are you talking about?
Sure, we can. You know, what are you talking about? Isn't it your prophet? He described how beautiful this beast is. So yes, it's a sexy female which is very white, and it's a very have a long legs, and each hit of her leg can go to the beyond the horizon. Now, if we go and we ask you, is the beast is a physical beast, the one you call him beast, not me. I believe he is like just a donkey between a mule. He's a mule between the horse and the donkey. That's a mule. So that mule who is very white, which is female in the same time, because supposedly he is different kind of animal, who went all the way to heaven. What is, you know, this is a physical journey. You said physically Muhammad he went there, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Did he find in the place where he arrived to the heaven, he found the Euphrates River?
The what river, sorry?
Euphrates, the Euphrates.
Oh, Euphrates. Yes,
okay.
There is some narrations regarding that.
All right.
I think
so how in the heaven of Allah, which is in the sky, in the seventh heaven, there is Euphrates?
Well, that's down to how Allah designed paradise.
But Euphrates is exist in the south of Turkey.
Yes, and why can't it exist in paradise? Why can't there be an identical one?
My friend, don't you see? Euphrates, you see, the Old Testament speak that the garden of Adam and Eve is in a certain location, and it mentioned even the river Euphrates, but it makes sense. This is in the earth. The garden of Adam and Eve in Christianity and Judaism is not in the sky. It's a garden in earth. Now, your prophet, he found that Euphrates and the Nile River are from the rivers of heaven. So if his heaven is up in the seven galaxy, whatever it is, how we find the Nile River and Euphrates there?
Because it's down to God how he wants to design things. Like,
I mean, my friend, but they are not there. They are here in earth. If your prophet he went, how the Nile is here in Africa, go through Ethiopia, go through Egypt, all the way to the sea, and then we find that the river of the Euphrates start and under the tree of Allah in the seventh heaven.
Because it could be identical rivers. Like I said, we don't really have a map of the geography of paradise and heaven, do we?
Okay. So, but don't you think that Muhammad here is making up stories that this is a heavens, that this is mount, like this is what heaven is about, and there's rivers. One is called Euphrates, and one is called Nile, and obviously he's confused between the Garden of Eve and the Garden of Eve in Islam and the Garden of Eve in the Bible. If I ask you now, the Garden of Eve in Islam, the Garden of Eve in Islam, is it in earth or in heaven?
The Garden of Eve. You tell me.
No, you tell me. You're the Muslim. I'm asking you about Islam, not Christianity.
Well, the Garden of Eve, did you say? I'm not sure. Is there something called the Garden of Eve on the earth?
I'm asking you, is the Garden of Eve is in heaven or in earth? The Garden of
Adam
Eve,
and Eve,
where Adam and Eve they used to be living there, is it in heaven or it's in earth?
I would say it's in heaven.
All right, that's a good answer. According to Islam, yes. According to Christianity, no. Now, as long you agree that the heaven of Adam and Eve is in there in the heaven, And Muhammad, he says that there is a tree where underneath 4 rivers they come from there. And then we find that the Nile River and the Euphrates River, they are here in the earth. There's no way they are coming from heaven. I mean, this is very silly. Obviously, your prophet is very confused about where are they located and what heaven he's talking about. There's no way Muhammad, he went to the sky, yet he is talking that he found the Euphrates River and the Nile River coming out of the tree of Allah.
It's possible. As you know, as a Muslim, you know, when you ask me, could your prophet have lied? You probably already know I'd rather jump off a tall building than ever say my prophet, peace be upon him, lied.
So who?
The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Rather, before I accuse the prophet of lying, I would rather die 50 times over.
I'm not asking you to accuse anyone. I'm just trying to have a conversation for you, my friend. I'm not insulting. For me, Muhammad is an official certified liar. You know, I say it as it is. But you are a believer, no problem. But as you see, you're a prophet. He claimed that he found rivers and he called them Sihan and Jihan, and those are rivers are exist in the Middle East. So Sihan and Jihan and Euphrates and the Nile, he found them where? Coming from under the tree of Allah. And then we find in the Quran that Muhammad is speak about that if you go to heaven, Allah will try to shoot you. And where the heaven is, the lowest heaven where it is, this is where he shoot the shaitan, in the lowest heaven where the lamb are located. Okay, now Muhammad here is arriving to the Nile and to the Euphrates. So he did not go to heaven.
Well, that's your opinion. How do you know what's within paradise?
My friend, no, you tell me. Okay, now I want your opinion. How your prophet, he went there and he found the source or the spring of the Nile River and Euphrates. How both of them, they are coming from under one tree. Nile is in the middle of Africa, and the Euphrates is in the south of Turkey. So we have thousands of miles between them, yet both of them, they are coming from under one tree, is the tree of Allah.
Well, it could be identical rivers that are in paradise. And like I said, we don't know the creation of paradise. We don't know how paradise was created, what's within paradise, the geographical realms and what it's like. Is nothing like the human eye has ever seen. So for you to make a comparison with the earth, I don't see the point.
My
Just
friend,
because
it's very funny. You said to me, nothing we can compare with heaven. And yet you say your prophet, he says to you, honey and milk. Isn't it honey and milk is money and honey and milk? Isn't it wine is wine? Is it Euphrates is a river we know? Is it the Nile is a river we know? So how nothing we can compare, but they have it, we have what they have already. We have Euphrates, we have the Nile, we have the honey, and we have the milk.
Yes,
okay,
but the milk and the honey and the wine will not be the same as of this world. It will be totally different. For example, that does not intoxicate. So once again, it's like me saying to you, describe heaven.
So you are saying to me the wine and the heaven, there will be alcohol free.
Well, we don't know that, but we know it does not intoxicate.
Okay, so they are alcohol, but you will not get intoxicated. So the wine is the same, but you will.
I don't know if it's alcohol.
You see what the tafsir says, that you will not get intoxicated. It's not the wine is not wine. The wine is a wine, but you will not get drunk. Now, that's a good thing for you. I'm so happy for you. But you will notice with me here, we are going in a circle, trying to avoid that Muhammad cannot be a person who went to the seventh heaven as he claimed. First of all, there's no witnesses. Is that correct?
I give you the response of Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu anhu.
What he said?
Did he say he went? Did he say he went? Then he did.
Abu Bakr, he said he went. Did he see him?
Yeah, and he said if the Prophet said it, it happened.
Ah, here we go. If the Prophet said it. My friend, what kind of answer this answer is? I'm saying to you, do Muhammad have a witness or not?
No.
Let me tell you something. Yesterday, I went to the seventh heaven in the top of a flying chicken. Do you believe me?
No, because you're a great liar.
Okay, so how if I say that? How if I say that is a lie? But if your prophet he say that is it true? Both of us we have no witnesses.
But he is a prophet and he performed miracles. He spread Islam across the world. Look at the things this man did. Yeah,
What he did?
this is not the work of a normal man. What did
What
he
he did?
do?
He destroyed. He
How
destroyed
was
the world. People, they cannot even walk in the street safe. People, they
how
cannot have safety. People, they cannot have security. Men are killing women. Men are raping women. Women, they cannot walk in the street securely alone unless there's a guardian with them. Otherwise, they will be raped by Muslims. Number one countries of rape in the world are Muslim countries. In Saudi Arabia, if a woman she walk alone in the street without a guardian, she will be raped, kidnapped, and nobody will hear about her again. So what Muhammad did? Muhammad, he brought nothing but disaster. Now answer me.
so jealous
Let
of
me show
Muhammad?
everybody. Let me show everybody that you Muslims are fairy tale followers. Where in the Quran it says that Muhammad, he went or he taken to the heaven?
Why didn't you show me?
You show me. You show me. You are the Muslim. Where in the
I'm
Quran?
not
Where in the
not
Quran it
sure if
says? Where in the Quran, my friend? I'm asking you. Where in the Quran? I mean, such a thing happened. The Quran says that the Arab, they keep asking Muhammad for a miracle. Well, if this is happened, this is a miracle to go up to heaven, isn't it?
yes, of course. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So why the Quran says we refrain from sending miracles if he took Muhammad to heaven? Chapter 17, verse number 59 says that Allah, he refrained from sending miracles. Okay, but you says to
Listen,
me that the Prophet said that Allah took him to the seventh heaven. Where you can show me that in the Quran that Allah took him to the seventh heaven?
it may not be in there.
So
Um,
you are saying to me such a thing which is extremely important is not in the Quran, but in the Quran we have a story that an ant, she told the other ants to hide. Allah have time to tell us the story what happened between the ants. Allah has
well,
time to tell us about the bird
what is it?
who is a captain in the army or general in the army of the chicken. Allah have time to tell us all the fairy tale stories about the flying carpet of Sulaiman. But Allah has no
Mashallah.
time to tell us how Muhammad he went to heaven.
Well, it's totally up to him what he puts in the Quran, isn't it? But secondly, we get our prayers from the discussion that happened between Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and Allah in Isra wal Miraj.
Okay,
And
let me
that's
ask you.
where
Let me ask
I
you.
did that pray
Okay.
5 times a day.
Hold on. In the Isra al Mi'raj, was it a vision or it was a real journey?
I see you're aware of the disputes within scholars regarding this.
Scholars.
Some say it was a vision,
Hmm.
and some say it was physical. I'm of the opinion that it was physical.
Okay, so you are a person who is accusing Allah to be a liar because this is not
Okay.
the scholar. This is not the scholar opinion. This is Quran, my friend.
All right, hang on. So, with regards to your
You
point
know,
about,
no, you do not know. Okay, which verse in the Quran saying this was a vision?
okay, no, but I found the verse that
My friend,
spoke about.
I challenge you to tell me which verse. You never heard of this before, and don't play that you know. Just because I
Quran
said to you, just because you know, just because I said to you that the Quran says that a second ago, you said to me the scholars they say that a second ago. Now I
But
said to
go
you,
to
but this is not the
chapter
scholars.
17. Come on, be honest, be fair. Come
Okay,
on,
okay,
you always.
okay.
Quran chapter 17, verse 1. Exalted is he who took his servant by night from Masjid al-Haram to Masjid al-Aqsa, whose surroundings we have blessed to show him our signs. Indeed, he is the hearing, the seeing.
Okay, Al-Masjid al-Aqsa is not in heaven.
Yeah, but you never thought. But he told part of the journey.
My friend,
Come on, you're
focus with me.
semantic.
Focus. Don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. Take it
So
easy. Take it easy. Take it easy. I say to you, is it? This is first of all the verse here proving that the story of Muhammad is a big fat lie, because nowhere it says I took you to heaven. It says I took you to from the second mosque into the farthest mosque. Where is the farthest mosque? There's no mosque at that time. There's no Muslims there. What mosque?
I
Hold
mentioned
on.
this verse.
Okay, what is the name of that mosque and where it's located? Can you tell me?
In Al-Aqsa in Jerusalem.
Aqsa is just the farthest. It's not a word. It's not a name. It's just a mean far away. The far away mosque. Where?
Come on, you're all aware that
My
Masjid
friend,
Al-Aqsa.
Al-Aqsa in Arabic, you can ask any Arab guy. The word Aqsa mean the farthermost, the most far mosque. Muslims, there was no Muslims around the world. What mosque? When the first mosque is built in Jerusalem, after you occupy Jerusalem, after you invade Jerusalem, and Umar al-Khattab, he took it over, and then you start building mosques. So what mosque Muhammad is talking about that he went during the night?
Trying to say Masjid Al-Aqsa was built by Umar al-Khattab. Is that what you're trying
My
to say?
friend, there's nothing it's called Al-Aqsa. This is a lie. This is a lie. There's nothing it's called Al-Aqsa. Long after that, Abdul Malik ibn Marwan and other caliphate, they start destroying temples from Lebanon and other countries and taking rocks and build a mosque there in the top of a Jewish temple. There's nothing is called Al-Aqsa. It's a lie. It's a big fat lie. Same time, my friend, as you see here, where is in the verse it says that Allah he took Muhammad to heaven? I asked you where in the Quran it says that Allah he took Muhammad to the heaven. Can you show me the verse? I repeat that again.
Okay, well, part of the verse tells you of the miraculous journey, right? It tells you about the journey in one night.
So are you saying to me that the journey was not to heaven, was only to the mosque which is in Jerusalem?
No, it is as Muhammad sallallahu
So why
alayhi
Allah did
wasallam.
not mention which one is more important, the journey to the house of Allah or journey for a mosque in Jerusalem?
Well, Allah's not there to give you all of the answers. Then what's the point of having faith?
My friend, what is the point of saying to me something is part of the journey, which is the most important part of it, is to go all the way to Allah? Which one is more important? He mentioned to me that Allah he took him to the Father mosque, but he don't want to mention to me that he took him to heaven.
Come on, it's like getting something Jesus said.
Okay,
and then
let me ask you. Let me ask you again. Let me ask you again. Let me ask you again. Was it a vision or it was a real journey?
It was a real journey.
Okay, is that an opinion of Allah or opinion of the scholars?
It's the opinion of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, the way he described it in the hadith.
Okay.
It's as he said it.
All right, here we go. So you are saying to me anyone he says something different, he is wrong, right?
Well, there's difference of opinion, isn't there? Like,
don't play with the words. Either you say to me anyone he believed that it was a vision, he's a liar, or you say to me it is the truth.
He's mistaken.
He's mistaken. Okay, I will take your words. Guys, take this gentleman. He said that the one who believed that Muhammad did not go in real, it was a vision, he is mistaken. Okay, I like that. Well, we will find that in the same chapter, in the same story. This is the chapter 17, verse number 60. It says that Allah he did a vision for Muhammad, not a journey as real physical thing.
Let's have a look. It's nice to know you unblocked me, though. I was expecting to be blocked when I called.
Hey, my friend, I don't block you unless you start calling names and start speaking over me. Don't let me talk. So now, does it say there that Allah he showed him a vision, not a true journey?
We told thee that thy Lord doth encompass, or you put something in the way?
No, it's in front of you.
And when we said to you, surely your Lord encompasses men, and we did not make the vision which we showed you but a trial for men, and the cursed tree in the Qur'an as well, and we curse them to fear, but it only adds to their great inordinancy.
Is it a vision or it's not?
Well, you're going to have to bring up the tafsir of that verse.
No problem. Tafsir. My friend, this is the same chapter that's in the front of you. This is about Al-Isra. Everything there is about Al-Isra. Okay. In Al-Isra, Allah he says that Allah he's saying to Muhammad, we showed you a vision. What is the vision Muhammad he saw in the story of Al-Isra?
Well, that he was taken up to the heavens from Masjid al-Aqsa.
So it's a vision. It's not a real journey. It's a fake journey. I saw a vision yesterday. I saw I saw Trump. He is flying with the cat, and he was singing a song. I mean, is it a real vision or this is a dream?
Sounds like a hallucination. But yeah.
Okay, thank you. So as long, my friend, as long, hold on, my friend, hold on, please. My friend, hold on. As long you mention that somebody sound like he have an illusion. Did your prophet suffer from such a thing in his history? If we open the medical file of your prophet, did your prophet he suffer from illusion? Yes or no?
You tell me.
Well, according to Islam, yes. According to your religion, that the prophet even he imagined himself having sex, but in fact he did not. And this is Sahih al-Bukhari saying the prophet continues for such and such a period of time, imagining that he had sex with his wives, but in fact he did not. So you said to me that this is sound like an illusion. Okay, Muhammad is suffering from illusion. It's been proven by Muslims themselves. They believe their prophet, he was under an illness, which is, they call it black magic or whatever they call it, but obviously he imagined things. Even his sex was not real. So how you can trust him? He is going to heaven. The Quran says a vision. The Quran says that he did not take him to heaven. The Quran says he took him to the Father Mosque. And Muslims now, they come with tons of stories. And Muhammad, according to you, yes, Muhammad, he said Allah, he took him to the seventh heaven, but maybe this is the vision. Maybe it's a vision. You saying it is true, but as you see, your prophet, he is not to be trustworthy, because this guy, he imagined things which is not true. If I am a doctor, or let us say you are a person applying for a job, and I open your medical file and I find that you've been infected with something, we do not know what is that exactly, that you can, you imagine things, you hear voices. Even your prophet, he says that the stones, they say to him, Assalamu alaikum. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Trees, they speak to him. Trees, they speak to him. They say to him, Assalamu alaikum. Trees, they converted to Islam. So the mountains speak to him, the stones speak to him, the trees speak to him, the trees, they took shahada, the goat spoke to him, the camel spoke to him, and the prophet here, he imagined that he is having sex, but in fact he did not.
That was one incident where there was black magic involved.
My friend, what one incident? What one incident? What about the two angels, they come and they cut his chest? Is that a real story?
There's a difference of opinion where that narration could be fabricated. Where they moved, are you talking about where they moved to the black spot on his heart?
My friend, does your prophet says that the one who controlled him, it was a Jewish guy, his name is Zurayq, Lubayd ibn al-Asam, from Bani Zurayq. He took some hair from your prophet and he controlled him from far, like remote control, and he made him imagining things? Yes or no?
Well, that's black magic. Yes, that did happen, but with remote control.
So you Muslims believe that your prophet was under the control of voodoo?
Well, if it stated that it happened, it happened. Well, what can I say?
Okay, so if it happened, what I can say, this is the good answer. But isn't it your Quran says that you have no authority over my good followers except the good ones?
Maybe, yeah.
What do you mean maybe? Yes or
We've done this argument.
Okay,
we've had this conversation.
So how Muhammad here is imagining things, and this is from Shaitan, and Muhammad in the Quran, Allah, he said to him that Shaitan have no authority over the one who is good except the one who follow thee, which means follow Shaitan. So in order for Shaitan to control Muhammad, he have to be following thee, which means following Shaitan. So the story you are talking about proving that Muhammad, he is following thee. Who is the Shaitan?
That's the saying, that people that do black magic now and affect good Muslims that are believers, they still affect them. It doesn't mean that they're following the Shaitan. It's just something that Allah laid down as a test to be used by men of our time.
So is a black magic is a black magic satanic, or it is godly thing?
It's satanic.
Okay, so here the verse saying that as long as it's satanic, it's mean this is from the authority of Shaitan. So as long as it's satanic, this is from the power of Shaitan, correct?
Black magic is from the power of Shaitan.
Okay, so as long as it can only be,
it can only be, it can only work if God wills it to work.
Okay, no, that's not true. The verse here saying, عبادي ليس لكم إن عبادي ليس لك عليهم سلطان إلا من اتبعك من الغاوين. So Allah, by his authority, he said that okay, I will not let you control any of my good followers, but I will let you control the bad ones. So Muhammad must be from the bad ones to be able to
narrate
control
the rest of the narration then. Narrate the rest of the narration that Angel Jibreel came down and notified him of where the magic was, and then they found the magic in the bottom of a well so they could break the magic.
Okay, let me ask you a question about the story about the angel Jibreel. The angel Jibreel, He came and he did investigation and he found where the magic is. Where he found the magic?
In the bottom of a well.
Okay. The magic is thrown in the bottom of a well. How that can happen?
He literally, when I say that, I mean he took some hairs off his comb,
Okay.
loosened it, and threw the hairs in the bottom of the well.
All right. Muhammad was camping his beard like hijab, and some hair come in his, and somebody took it and he controlled somebody. Your prophet was controlled by some hair, correct?
Yeah, with
Okay.
black magic.
All right.
Well, controlled is a
All right.
strong word.
That's mean that anyone in the world now can control anyone who knows the words to say. He can take some hair from somebody and can control somebody by controlling his hair, right?
Controlling his hair,
Okay.
but it depends on the power of
Why
that
the
magician.
guy? Why the guy who throw the hair, which is giving him the power of Muhammad there? And why the angels? They have to do investigation if they are angels of God. Don't you know what people do?
Where did you get the word investigation from?
Well, here we go. You see, read with me
See,
carefully. Okay, my friend. Hold on. Read with me the story. My friend, the story in front of us. There come to me two men, and what happened? Two men, they come to me. Who are those two men? One of them is Jibreel. Do you agree?
Does it say that in the narration?
I don't know. I'm asking you, who are those two men? They are two angels, and they
My
are.
friend, I have not memorized narrations. I'm not a
Okay,
hadith
no
scholar.
problem. Here we go. Your prophet saying, there come to me two men. One of them sat near my feet, and the other near my head. And the one near my feet asked the one near my head, pointing at me, what's wrong with this man? Two angels, one of them he do not know. The other one is smarter. The other one play ignorant. Good cop, bad cop. The later replied, he is under the effect of magic. The first one asked, who had worked magic on him? The bad cop, he don't know. The other one replied, Lubayd ibn al-Asam. Okay, so now we know who is the one who did that to him. The first one asked, what material he did use? The other one replied, saying, the skin of pollen of a male made date tree, with a camp in the hair stock, kept under a stone in the well of Dahran or Dahron. Then
Scroll down.
Okay.
Why did you take it off?
Huh?
Scroll down on the narration.
Okay. And then the prophet went to the well and said, this is the same well which they shown me in the dream. Was that a dream?
Well, it sounds to me like he got wahi, revelation from the angel to tell him where it was.
Okay, so your prophet, obviously he see things in his dream, correct?
Yes.
Okay, now after Muhammad, he saw that dream and he found what he claimed, that the magic causing him to be bad. Was Muhammad better?
Causing him to be bad. It doesn't say this.
No, because he was under magic, he was controlled by magic. Is Muhammad now smarter, better?
Well, that's a bit of a funny question, isn't it?
Well, no, okay, now we found the reason, and the angels, they told him where is the magic. Now, did Muhammad change? He became better, became healthy.
Well, once they dismantled the magic, he was fine.
Really?
Yeah.
How you know?
Well, the effects of the magic were broken once they dismantled the magic.
All right. Let us see if Muhammad was fine after the angels, they came to him. How you can prove to me that Muhammad became fine? This is a challenge. I will give it to you.
Well, it's just according to our belief. If you find the magic and you break the magic, there's various ways.
You said he became fine. How you can show me that? I am a person who learn from you nicely, kindly, please. Can you prove to me that Muhammad became fine after that?
Well, I'm just going according to the normal rules of exorcism.
Where it says that he became fine, can you show me?
Just because something doesn't say that, it doesn't mean that it's not true.
Okay, my friend, very simple. You said he became fine. In order for you to know he became fine, that's mean you have some reference to show me, because you were not there, I was not there, right? So we did not witness what happened. So you need to show me where you get this information from, that your prophet became fine.
Well, I can give you the counter statement of where can you show me that he wasn't fine.
All over the whole Quran is proving Muhammad not to be fine. Everything in the Quran is proving Muhammad to be not a person who have obviously he is a person suffering from mental issues. Choose
Can I
for
ask
me.
you one?
Choose for me a
Let me,
chapter in the
let me
Quran.
ask,
Choose for me a
all right,
chapter
I
in the
know
Quran is not full
you're
of
agreeing
mental
this. You're,
issues. My friend,
I know.
when you're a prophet, he said that if the man have orgasm first, the baby will be like the father. If the women have orgasm first, the baby will be like the mother. Was he fine or he was suffering from mental illness?
He was fine.
So you do believe, you as a Muslim, that if a man have orgasm first, the baby will look like the father, and if the women have orgasm first, the baby will look like the mother?
Well, this depending on scientific research, and I'm not a scientist, but I
This is
would
not
take
the
my
question.
prophet's
Do
word
you
for it.
believe in that or not? Do you believe really, you as a person who have a very healthy brain and you are not under black magic, do you believe that if a woman have orgasm first, the baby will be a boy, a girl, and if the man have orgasm first, the baby will be a boy? Do you believe in that?
I, I will give you the same answer. If the prophet said it, I believe it, and I will not dare disbelieve.
So now what we believe is simply that Muhammad, obviously, you said to me that he is not suffering from mental issues after that solution came in a dream of two angels. But as you see, Muhammad is still acting crazy and saying stupid things. Now you say to me you believe in stupid things, but that will not make it smart. That will make you both of you stupid. With my respect to you.
If you say so.
Okay, so I got what I want. Thank you very much for calling me.
Is that it? What about? Let's move on to something else. I don't mind.
What you will go about what? I mean, that's it. You know, you just proved to me that you Muslims believe in a stupid. My friend, you just proved to me that you Muslims believe in whatever garbage Muhammad he says. It doesn't matter if it's crazy, stupid or not. You believe in it. How in the world you believe that if women have orgasm first, the baby will be like the women? Muslim women, they can't even have orgasm because they do circumcision for them.
No, that's not everyone.
What do you mean? Let me ask you. Let me ask you. Did the prophet wives have orgasm?
What kind of question is that? Obviously,
why not? Why not? Why not? Why not? Why not? Why not? What's wrong? What's wrong? Huh? Of course. What is the proof? I have a proof that this is not true. The wife of the prophet, when one of the women who offered herself, and she is the auntie of Muhammad, she saw a wicked dream. She was watching Playboy before she sleep, and then she have a dream, wicked dream, and she have orgasm. She came to the prophet and she said to him, should a woman who sees a wicked dream wash her vagina? The prophet says, if she have a discharge. Huh? The prophet said, before the prophet said, Salama, which is the wife of your prophet, said, oh, messenger of Allah, does that really happen? Which means, does that women have discharge? How she is his wife, but she never have orgasm?
That's silly. I think you're making yourself look really stupid here, because I don't get your point. Because
my point is, the women she is saying, the women she have wicked dream and she have discharge. The women, the wife of the prophet, said, how a woman she have discharge? This is cannot be true. Muhammad, he said to her, yes, she have. Huh? She have. And as you see, this hadith is a Sahih hadith. It's in Sahih al-Bukhari. It is in Sahih Muslim. It's all over.
So your point is, a woman did not know whether she has an orgasm or not, and
my friend, she never had one. A woman, she is asking, wondering. This is the wife of the prophet. This is not a woman. A woman, she saw orgasm. She is not the wife of the prophet. Hold on. A woman, she is wait. A woman, she is not the wife of the prophet. She is asking if she see what a dream, touching her vagina, having orgasm, should she wash? The wife of Muhammad, she said, because she said that a woman she have discharge. Does this happen? Muhammad, he said to her, yes. The man has discharge and the women have discharge. When the man have discharge, i.e. the sperm, and he's explained to his wife, the man discharge, i.e. the sperm, is thick and white, and the women discharge is yellow. And so the resemble comes from the ones, you know, the one who his comes come first. So the wife of Muhammad, she was wondering how this happened. Muhammad, he did not explain yet what is after. The first woman, she just said that she have orgasm. The wife of Muhammad, she's saying how this can happen, how you can have orgasm. So
well, she wasn't a scientist, and maybe she was just asking normally. Who said that?
my
We
friend,
don't really
my
talk
friend,
about the
yes, she's
intelligence.
asking normally. Thank you very much. She's asking how a woman she can have orgasm. She's asking how this happened, how the women have orgasm. That means she never have orgasm. When a wife she
Do you not
asks her husband, my friend, when a wife she asks her husband how a woman she can have discharge, that means she never have discharge.
Well, she went to him asking about the discharge, so obviously she did have a discharge. So
No, the first woman is the one who have discharge. The woman who have the wet dream. The wife of Muhammad, she said, after she heard her, she said to her, huh, what? The women have discharge? How this can happen?
well, I don't delve into the sex drive
All
of
right, my
the.
friend. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you. We give you a lot of time. Yeah, right. This is Muhammad after he became fine. After Muhammad became fine, he came with tons of verses in the Quran saying the most stupid things ever you can imagine. Dr. Muhammad is a specialist in sex and sexual dreams. And this is a great example what Islam is about. You heard this gentleman and he was trying to defend his religion, but he have nothing but poo-poo. Muhammad, he says so, believe it, that's it. Even if it's so stupid, so naive, so garbage, we believe it. Okay, well, we got our point here. We got our point. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Christian Prince. How are you, sir?
I'm fine.
Oh, it's good talking to you.
All right.
I'm one of your fans, and I'm also a convert anyway. I converted to Christianity 18 years now when I gave my life to Christ.
All
I
right.
was also born and grew up a Muslim
Okay.
until I found the Lord, yes. And I've been following you for quite some time. It's a really pleasure. I just called to say that you have my prayers and I've been praying for you.
Thank you.
Because you are one in a million. I'm telling you, you are causing a serious havoc in the kingdom of darkness. In fact, talking to you right now, I don't even know what to say, you know. But the only thing I will want to say again to add up is to continue to encourage them as you go along with them, telling that Jesus is the only options. Like the guy you just spoke to, that guy, I know in his mind, there is some doubts right now in his mind. I'm quite sure in his quiet moments, he will see that all the things that you are saying are really true, you know. Anyway, God bless you and God protect and keep you.
All right,
Thank you very much for what you are doing.
all right, my friend. Thank you very much, and God bless you. And we are happy for you that you left Islam and you became a Christian. The only thing I'm not happy about, that is not me who made you leave Islam.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, no, to be honest, I grew up in a Muslim family. Islam is what I know. I practice Islam to the tip. I was born in West Africa in a country called Sierra Leone. That's where I grew up.
Okay.
I am now in the United Kingdom. And my testimony is one of a kind because when I was like an imam in my family.
Oh, you are an imam. You are a leader of a mosque.
Yes.
Okay, my friend. I want you to do me a favor. Yep. I'm not going to talk. I will give you 5 minutes to tell your testimony to the people here. Is that okay?
Okay, that's fine.
Guys, listen to this gentleman, please, everybody. This is a person who left Islam 18 years ago, not because of listening to Christian Prince. No, he left 18 years ago, and he was from a religious family, and he himself, he was like an imam for the Muslims. So let us see what happened and how he became a Christian. Go ahead, my friend. I'm listening. I will not talk to you. I will not disturb you. Go ahead.
Okay. Actually, my name is Saidu, and my second name is Abbasi, Saidu Abbasi. I was born and grew up a Muslim. I was born in an Islamic family, and I studied the Quran to some parts. In fact, I was the one who urged my dad to take me to the madrasa, to join me to the Islamic school. And my father was an Islamic scholar. He was responsible for the naming of babies and Islamic marriages. And then he became ill. And then during that period when he was so sick, I loved my father so much that I prayed to Allah and I did all kind of things so that Allah will actually deliver my dad. But eventually my dad died. And immediately my dad died on the 1st of February 2001. In August, I started experiencing the same complaint. Actually, the whole thing has to do with witchcraft. And so the same thing applies to me. I started experiencing all those bad things my dad was complaining, wherein no medical science was actually able, or no doctors was actually able to diagnose. I began to experience the same thing. And then one of my sister was discussing this to a friend that my dad just died, our father just died, and then my younger brother again is going through the same stuff my dad went through. And then this lady then told my sister, if I can go to the church, I will get my healing. My sister said, I don't believe my brother will go to the church because we are Muslim and he loves Islam so much. So my sister came to me and explained to me that these are the options and this is what the lady said. So I look at it and I said, wow, how can I go to the church? Will this be possible? But as I was still suffering from this affliction and pain, I eventually decided to go to the church. When I go to the church, I receive my miracle, I receive my healing. The affliction that actually killed my dad, right, I was delivered by Christ. And I was not only delivered, Christ revealed himself to me in many ways. For you people listening out there, you Muslim, you might think that I am not saying the truth. For you to believe that I was a Muslim, I'm going to recite some verses so you will know indeed that, for example, I'm going to read Ayat al-Kursi, which is Allahu la ilaha illa huwa ayyul qayyum. Sinatu wa lana lahu ma fi samawati wa ma fi ard man jalla yashfa'u indahu illa bihizmi ya'lamu ma bayna aydihim wa ma khalfahum wa la yu'tuna min shay'in min ilmihi illa bima sha'a wa si'a kursiyyu samawati wa ard wa la yahudu hifdhuhuma wa huwa azizul azim. Qul huwa Allahu ahad Allahu samad lam yalid wa lam yulad wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. I'm just saying this because for over 18 years now, some of these things are passing away. I can't even remember them again because I've now been embedded in Christianity, right? So some of these verses, I are forgetting them, actually. But what I'm saying is that Jesus is Lord to the glory of God. Islam has nothing to offer humanity, neither anyone who find themselves in that religion. What Christian Prince is doing, right, is the right thing. And God has called him for this day and for this age to the Muslim world. He is a professional in what he is doing. So I want to encourage every Muslim listening there, right, to consider their faith. Muhammad is a false prophet. Allah is a false God.
Yes.
And Islam is nothing but a farce. There is a lot I will have said, but I don't want to go further than that. Anyway, this is all I have to say tonight. Thank you very much. I'm calling from the United Kingdom. Anyway.
All right, my friend. Thank you very much for calling. And we are blessed with your call. And I hope that you will be able to bring more people out of Islam to the light of Christ so they can
Amen.
enjoy eternity and love of the Lord. Thank you very much for the call.
Amen. Thank you, Christian Priest. Thank you.
God bless. Take care.
Hello.
All right. If you notice, the Muslims, when they speak to us, they try to insult. A Muslim, he says to me, his name is Dan in the chat. He said, Christian Prince, did your grandmother have orgasm? I mean, supposedly that is, I mean, how silly is that? And if she have an orgasm, is that bad? She's married to my grandfather. Good job, my grandfather. You're a prophet. He have tons of wives, yet his God, who promised him a power of 4,000 men in heaven. Isn't it your God who promised every man to have the power of wife 100 in heaven? And your prophet, he been promised the power of 40 men of people of heaven. That's mean he have the power of 4,000 men. Yet he cannot make his wife have orgasm. Well, if your prophet cannot use his private part, let him use something else, my friend. Your prophet was having sex with what exactly? Maybe he was doing it even in the wrong location. The Jews, they used to tell stories to make people not to do things wrong. As an example, the Jews, they tell their children, if you have sex with your wife from the wrong location, your son, your baby will be blind. Muhammad, he answered them, scientist Muhammad. He said, your wives are the same as a ground. Dig in your ground wherever you wish, which means don't worry about ifing females in the wrong location. Go for it. نساءكم حرث لكم فآتوا نساءكم أن شئتم. Your wife are the same as a tilth. You know, when the farmer, he dig the floor, the ground to put the seeds, dig your tilth as you wish, as you like. Do you see it? Any Abdul? No, the Muslim, they try to say this is a position, but the fact is not a position. This is about location, because the Jews, this was an answer for the Jews who believe that if you have sex with the wife from the wrong location, your child will become blind. And this lies they spread because they don't want men to practice that. But it's a fiction anyway. No screen? Oh, sorry. No screen. Go ahead. Here we go. You see it now? Chapter 2, verse number 223. Do we have any Muslim want to call us? Hmm? There is a guy, there is a story. After the death of Uthman ibn Affan, one of the companions of Uthman said, if I know who is the one who killed Uthman, I'm going to excuse my language, I'm going to him. A gay was listening, and he said, I am the one who I am the one who killed Uthman. So the companion, he made this man bend over, and he started doing him. And the gay from underneath was saying, if I know that killing Uthman will bring such a punishment, I would love to kill Uthman every day. Any Muslim? Actually, if you have my books, Six and Allah, you will see tons of stories, all of it documented from Islamic books, and Muslims cannot run away from it. You see, as I said from the beginning, Muslims, they speak too much about dignity and honor and loyalty, and you know, we are against adultery, but everything in Islam is the opposite. Muta marriage, zawaj friend, one night stand, lamam. You know what is a lamam? If we go right now in the Quran and we type the word lamam is you playing with the women private part, her breast, or kissing her, or touching her anywhere you wish until you have orgasm. And then this is not even considered as a sin. This is something, it's like it's not a big deal. So what is the great shameful sin in Islam? If you have intercourse with the women not in a legal way, not necessarily by marriage, because you can have sex with your slave, she's not your wife. You can have sex with a woman, she offer herself to you if you are a prophet like Muhammad. You can have sex with watermelon. You even can order a child slave to use her hand or his hand to play with your private part. That is not even sin. The story in front of us, chapter 53, verse number 32, it's about a guy who his name is Nabhanu Tammar. Nabhanu Tammar, he went to a woman. Hello? Are you there? Muhammad, are you there? Hello? If you don't talk, I will hang up on you. Hello? Okay, take care. Take a hike. The Banu Tammar, a woman, she came to him and she said to him, he said to her, go inside the store. Inside the store, I have for you a lot of better fruits. Tammar in Arabic mean the guy who sell palm date fruits. As simple as that. Hello? Hello? Okay. Are you there? Okay, a guy calling himself, he is calling himself Muhammad Hijab. Obviously, I don't think it is him playing games. Let me block you. There's no way the guy who live in England, he will not have a good connection. Respect yourself, don't play games. Anyway, if we go and see the story of Nabhanu Tammar, chapter 53, verse number 32. And again, thank you guys for those who they are making donation. We appreciate your support and your help. And I apologize if I don't mention your name when you do so, because I know that this is not really what you are seeking. Right? Okay, 32. Look what Muhammad, he speak and he teach the Muslims. Muhammad, he teach the Muslims that every human being, he commit adultery because Allah, he forced him to do adultery. Allah, he wrote for you in your destiny to be an adulterist. And every one of us, he have a special amount of adultery to do. It's not a choice. It is Allah decree. Allah decree for us, which means it is in our fate that we will do our portion of adultery, and it's not a choice. And here we ask ourselves, how stupid this man who says such a thing to say, I will punish you for adultery, if this is what Allah He decree for us. Do you see it? I mean, have you ever heard of a stupid cult like this? If he is the one, Allah, He wrote my destiny, my partition of adultery, zina mean adultery, and a man, he cannot run away from it because this is written for you. So why you are going to punish me for what I did, which is the fault of Allah? This is why I asked the gentleman who called me, the guy who was defending Muhammad, do you think Muhammad, after he recovered from the bewitched black magic, he was better? He said yes. I said, can you prove it? He cannot, because obviously he cannot be a person who have a brain to say such a thing. What is the wisdom of punishing me for a sin you write for me? The same as what happened to Adam. According to Islam, Adam was a victim of Allah. So if I commit sin, if I became an adulterist, that's what Allah wrote for me. So what is my fault? What is my fault? We should punish Allah, not the one who commit adultery. The one who is playing games with us is Allah. He is a scumbag. He make me commit adultery, and then he punish me for what he made me do.
And there you go, my friends. As we reach the end of this debate between Christian Prince and a Muslim, it's clear this was more than just an exchange of opinions. It was a real test of ideas, logic, and faith. Throughout the conversation, Christian Prince pressed hard on the scientific and logical consistency of Islamic teachings, especially regarding the Quranic claim that stars are used as missiles against devils, and the story of jinn eavesdropping on the heavens. He challenged the possibility of these beliefs in light of modern science, repeatedly asking for clear explanations about how such concepts fit with what we know about the universe. The Muslim responded with appeals to faith, the unseen realm, and the limits of human understanding, but often struggled to provide direct or detailed answers to the specific points raised. On topics like the structure of the heavens, the timing of divine interventions, and the physical journey of Muhammad during the night ascension, Christian Prince consistently pushed for clarity and evidence, while the Muslim relied more on tradition and the acceptance of miracles. At several points, the debate circled back to questions that went unanswered or were met with "it's up to God," or "we believe what is revealed," rather than concrete reasoning or scriptural evidence. Based on the flow of the discussion and the strength of the arguments presented, I have to say again that Christian Prince, our brother Christian Prince, made a more compelling case in this debate. His questions exposed significant gaps and inconsistencies in the explanation given, and he maintained a logical approach throughout. For viewers who value critical thinking and evidence, Christian Prince's argument were more stronger and more persuasive in this exchange. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Who do you think had a stronger case? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more honest conversations and, deep dives into faith and reason. God bless you all, my dear Christian friends. God bless you and always be safe.